going on.
Thank you so much.
Pay like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family. Smoochie.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Mike Babcock with my guy, as always, Mojo Muhtadi. Mojo, we're going to start with Antonio Brown, who is officially a wanted man in Miami. Yes, there is a warrant out for second-degree attempted murder for AB. Mojo, it all goes back to that incident last month, May 17th to be exact. It was the Aiden Ross Combat Sports event where AB was involved in a brawl and then seemingly fired a gun at this guy named Zul, who was the alleged victim here. Obviously, we've got video from this crazy incident from the melee. If you don't remember what happened, here's a little bit of a taste. This is now the moment where Antonio allegedly fired several shots at Zul. Watch this. So there it was, Mojo. It's chaotic. You see a struggle next to an SUV, and then Antonio, with something in his hand, his left hand, starts running after this guy, Zul. Now, we've got the actual arrest warrant affidavit, Mojo, where the police officers, they did their investigation, they talked to witnesses, they watched surveillance video, and then they wrote down what they saw, and they gave it to a judge who believed that there was enough evidence to issue this warrant. There was enough probable cause to say Antonio Brown should be arrested for attempted murder. What they say happened, the cops, Mojo, is insane. There was a security guard who was armed. Antonio Brown, to the best of our knowledge, was not armed as he arrived at the Aiden Ross event. But once this scuffle, this melee broke out, Antonio Brown is said to have actually reached to the hip, grabbed the hip of the security guard with the gun, Mojo, and ripped it out of his holster. That's the altercation that you see happening next to that SUV. And then when Antonio Brown starts to run after the guy, that's just moments after he gets, there it is, Mojo. That's the struggle for the gun. And then Antonio's got it because he, again, allegedly ripped it off the hip of that security guard, right out of the retention holster. Not supposed to be able to do that, but somehow, some way, the gun came out. And then Antonio Brown is said to have fired off 2 shots. Now, the shots, Mojo, did not hit anybody, thankfully, here. We might not be talking about an attempted murder charge. We might be talking about a murder charge, period. So thankfully, nobody was hit. Nobody was hurt too bad in the physical part of the situation. Bottom line is here, Mojo, Antonio Brown is a wanted man in Florida.
Oh, man, I feel like Antonio Brown is a wanted man. A lot of people for a lot of different things. I mean, a guy that has had a history of not paying his bills, starting fights, and then now you have something like this, which is, you know, probably the most severe, because now you're not just talking about putting people out of money or out of work, you know, i.e. the sports leagues he was a part of, various representations that he's had that he didn't pay his bills to, commissions to, things of that sort. Now you're talking about potential loss of life, and you just can't have it. I mean, taking somebody's gun off their hip, I mean, security guards, those guys, a lot of them are allowed to carry guns, like that's in their licensing. Not all of them, but some of them. And, you know, to take a guy's gun and then go running after somebody in a crowd, lots of people everywhere, sporting event, very possible there's kids around too, and you're firing off a weapon into a crowd like that, whether you meant to hit the guy or not. In a crowd, accidents happen. So either way, this is a situation that has to be taken extremely seriously. There is going to be some consequences about this. I mean, there's no way this guy gets off with nothing, right? Like, that just cannot happen. It's just foolish on his end. You can't have it, so you have to come down on this one.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's obviously, it's a felony. It's an incredibly serious charge. This is not something where you're talking about, oh, he's going to pay a fine. No, this is a charge where if he's ultimately convicted here, where you do time, serious prison time here. So we'll see what happens, Mojo. Now, for what it's worth, Antonio Brown doesn't seem to be sweating what's going on too much because a little bit after the news broke that he did have this arrest warrant out, he posted some stuff on social media, Mojo. He posted some video here of Antonio himself riding a bicycle. Now, where he is very interesting, Mojo, because not on this video, but on a subsequent post, and this post here, Mojo, Antonio Brown tagged Iran. Obviously, if you've watched the news, you know what's going on right now. Iran is in the middle of a hot war with Israel. So I don't know. I'm not saying Antonio's not there. You certainly can travel to Iran. If he's there, he probably wouldn't be able to get out right now. So it's very possible that he's there. But it's just it just further adds to the craziness of this story. This would happen where Antonio Brown would be in Iran as all this is going on. Aside from that, was his location, Mojo, and where he might be right now and how dangerous it might be. Again, the caption that he wrote on one of these photos: "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Want to play? Then play hard." Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift go on an NHL date night. The power couple spending time with the great one when TMZ Sports returns right after this.
Clock pulls it. Cross-ice pass. Draisaitl towards the net. Score! Leon Draisaitl in overtime. The Edmonton Oilers tie the series 2 games apiece. The Oilers come back from 3 goals down after 1. Draisaitl sets an NHL record with his 4th overtime goal of this postseason.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, last night was a fantastic day for the NHL. Not necessarily for the Florida Panther fans, Mojo. It was Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Now, I'm going to tell you why yesterday was so great for the NHL. So, first of all, the fans got an incredible hockey game. It looked like it was going to be a blowout. Like, it wasn't going to be much fun to watch at all, Mojo, as the Panthers in the first period score 3 goals, all unanswered, 3-0 to end the first period. Well, what do you know it then? The Oilers come back in the second period, and they scored 3 goals of their own, Mojo. Then it's 3-3 going into the third period. The Oilers end up scoring another goal, so it's 4-3. They actually take the lead. Then what do you know? The Panthers come back. They score a goal. They tie it up once again, Mojo. And then we just saw the final goal in overtime as the crowd was about as stunned and as silent as you could be. That's a horrible feeling as the hometown fans know it well, and it sucks, Mojo. So great game. Even better and possibly more important for the NHL is that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were in the building, Mojo. So we know we've talked about the fact that Travis is renting the house, the fancy mansion in Florida, as he prepares for this upcoming football season. Well, Taylor Swift, she's not touring these days. She's been hanging with her man, and they decided that they were actually going to hit up a game, much like you did a few days ago, Mojo. So they are in a suite, and not just any suite. They are sitting with the great Wayne Gretzky, the greatest hockey player of all time. Just kind of enjoying the game, chopping it up, having fun, and Wayne left happy. Oilers get the win, Mojo. Well, the question is, did Wayne Gretzky actually know who Taylor Swift was? You may remember last week, Chaperone, who was, maybe she's not as big as Taylor Swift, but she's a pretty big pop star in her own right. Wayne had no idea who she was. So, does he know Taylor Swift?
Are you a Swiftie?
I am.
Okay.
I got 2 daughters.
Okay.
So, don't hold it against me.
What about you, Wayne?
I know her. I don't know Pink Pony, but I know her.
We've been through it all.
Sorry, Liam. Go ahead.
So there you go, Mojo. She's made it.
He doesn't know her. He just doesn't want that backlash. He didn't name one Taylor Swift song, fact, stat, anything. He doesn't know who that is. He's just trying not to get buried online in the comments. He's a smart one. He's a smart guy. That's why you call him the great one. There's a reason for that. As for this game, do I prefer this game to the game that I was at Monday? Absolutely not. Losing in OT versus winning 6-1 and having a Survivor Series style brawl and fights every 4.5 seconds. Yeah, I'll pick my game, but it sucks that this didn't happen at the same time, Babcock, because I was just there. And I know that entrance they came in, that's the Dex Imaging VIP entrance. That's why I enter every single game I go to. The Celsius Suite is literally just a few suites down the way. I can walk there in like 10 seconds, Babcock. I could have gone in there, partied with my good buddy Travis, thrown down with T Swift and see what she's about, and party with them and go about it that way. Sucks that I missed out on this one, but I will say something here too, Babcock.
Yeah.
We gotta review the footage. This is very important here. I think a lot of people maybe didn't pick this one up. Travis Kelce is texting on his phone.
Yeah, I saw that.
Swift is reading the text. Kind of nosy, but typical in a relationship that this happens. What does Travis do? Nothing. Look at this. Look at this. All up in his business. He's
trust.
Cool with it. He allows it. There's that viral clip, remember, during the NFL draft when one of the players was on his phone and the guy's girl tries to take his phone and he wasn't having it and snatched it right back from her. That is the opposite of what this is, Babcock. So just seeing that interaction right there, you gotta think the ring is on its way.
I agree, Mojo. A couple more things here. One, we're like half an inch from needing a black bar there with Trav in those shorts. I am also getting word, Mojo, and I don't know if they made you sign some sort of NDA or something. I am hearing that we've got an image of you at this game last night, Mojo. That was with Taylor Swift. And he's Mojo Muhtadi holding out on us here at TMZ Sports, rubbing shoulders with the biggest pop star in the world last night.
Well, Babcock, as it turns out, T Swift used to have a mega crush on me, but I had to choose Grace instead. It was the better fit for me, but that's still good for Travis because now they were able to have their own relationship.
Manny Pacquiao says he's done with dirty politics as he gets set for his boxing return. We'll hear from the recently inducted Boxing Hall of Famer when TMZ Sports comes back right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, Manny Pacquiao, in addition to being one of the most dominant fighters, boxers of his era, ever, period, honestly, he is also, or was at least, a powerful politician in his home country of the Philippines. Manny, as a matter of fact, was a senator from 2016 to 2022. But Mojo, he's done with politics. That's what Manny recently told us as we were talking to him about his big July 19th comeback fight at 46 years old against Mario Barrios. Here's Pac-Man.
Right now, I'm at like zero in my mind about politics.
I show you.
Politics is so dirty. Like,
oh wow! So it was an eye-opening experience. To realize that
politics is so dirty.
Wow.
So, but I don't like that. I mean, I don't like that. I want to. When I was in politics, I want to serve honestly. I want to serve people because that's our legacy, to leave a legacy to the young generation.
So you could serve more people in this realm than that realm.
I always say, like, you are just passing by. You know, we're blessed if we can get 100 years old in this world and then gone.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
We came to this world naked and we will depart naked.
And Mojo, it's, I don't think it's just him saying, I don't like politics anymore. I mean, this is somebody who was incredibly popular in the Philippines and who a lot of people had talked about as actually one day becoming president of the country. So for him to say, I'm not going to do it, it's not like me saying, hey, I don't want to be president. Like, that's not an option. But for Manny Pacquiao, it is. And I think it speaks very loudly that he says, hey, this is too dirty. I don't want to be a part of it anymore.
Babcock, if I spent almost 10 years as a politician, I too would be ready to fight anybody the second I got out of there. All the nasty games, oh man, I don't think I'd want to do that at all. So I don't blame him for wanting to get out of there. But he does bring up a very, very interesting point, right? Like he was a major celebrity as an athlete, one of those guys that kind of transcends the game, has a massive, massive international reach, millions of fans all over the globe. And with that comes a very strong voice. He's on an elevated platform. He can help enact change when you have a voice like that. When you go into politics, especially when you've already achieved celebrity, maybe it's because you want to give back to those people that have been good to you. Maybe you want to make enacting change a more official policy for you. You want to put yourself in a position where you can actually see through that change. Yeah. But once you get there, there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of red tape, there's a lot of things holding you back from doing the things that you thought you wanted to do. So once you're there, maybe you find out you actually had less power. You're able to make less of an influence than staying out of politics completely and just being a celebrity athlete. I mean, that is a very, very interesting point. Who is more influential at that point? Being a celebrity boxer versus being president. All right, maybe you're going to be more influential as a president, but at a lesser position, man, who knows at that point? So very interesting food for thought kind of concept there. But bottom line, he's done. He's out. He's ready to fight. Let's see how this one goes, but it'll be good to get him back in a ring, that's for sure.
A two-time Super Bowl champion gets a new pendant to celebrate his 10-year NFL anniversary. A look at Shaq Mason's brand new bling is coming your way next on TMZ Sports.
On the TMZ Celebrity Tour, we've seen huge stars like Kevin Hart, Ben Affleck, The Rock, and Jamie Foxx. Buses depart daily from the Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood, so head to TMZTour.com and book your tickets for the TMZ Celebrity Tour.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, we know the average NFL player's career is not very long. Football is a brutal, brutal sport. So for anyone to actually play in the NFL for 10 years is an absolutely incredible accomplishment by itself. And that's exactly what offensive lineman, guard, Shaq Mason is celebrating these days, Mojo. So he's actually a free agent right now, but don't be surprised if he gets picked up by a team out there that needs some help along that offensive line. He is celebrating his 10th year in the league, Mojo, and he's got himself a really awesome pendant. Now, the pendant was made by a jeweler named Sonny the Jeweler. Sonny has worked with a bunch of big stars, including Jake Paul before, and a bunch of other people, Mojo. Well, this pendant has a lot of really cool things. I mean, it's got the Lombardi Trophy. Shaq won 2 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. It's got some other things that are very important to his career. It's made of incredibly, in the finest materials, Mojo, 25 carats of VVS1 diamonds. It's worth about $30,000. 2, Mojo, it's got his number. There we go. Mason, you see it there? With the name and that number 69. Awesome, awesome pendant, Mojo. Love it.
Sorry, Babcock. My video's a little blurry. What is his jersey number again?
He wears 69. That was his jersey number throughout his career.
Thanks, Babcock.
You're welcome. There he is. Look, and he got it every stop along the way, Mojo. No matter the team, you see it there. Pats. You got the Texans. You got the Bucks. Yeah. That's his number.
That 69 is just a part of him now, man. It's a part of him physically, mentally, emotionally. It's all there. I get it. I can relate. Love the necklace, Babcock. This is awesome. And 10 years into the league, go buy yourself a little gift. Love the video in the necklace box. That's really cool. That's a super awesome touch.
Yeah.
Really like that accent. But this is a dope chain. 10 years in the league. The average career is what, 2.5 years, I believe. It's something about that. So when you make it to 10, you're good. You should be financially set. If you're remotely smart with your money, you shouldn't have to really be able to work again at this point, considering how much this guy made. So to spend only $30,000, if he even had to pay full price for that, doubt he had to, that is nothing. You know, that's like one game check out of 16, 17 games over a 10-year period. You're good. It's actually probably less than a game check, a lot less than a game check, actually. So still being financially responsible, treating himself after a decade. I love every bit of this. Have some fun, young man.
I do too, Mojo. Obviously, he didn't get paid like Patrick Mahomes, but he made something like just shy of $63 million in his NFL career. So, I believe that Mr. Mason is doing very well financially, and now he's the proud owner of a very cool chain. Congratulations. All right, Mojo, we are just about out of time, but before we go, got to show you some images of Aaron Rodgers. Of course, we talked about Aaron Rodgers earlier this week, the fact that he revealed while meeting with the media in Pittsburgh that he was actually married and has been married for a couple of months. Well, he is no longer in the Steel City. He is actually back over here by me, Mojo, in Los Angeles. Still wearing that ring, though, which I guess would make sense if he actually is married, like he says he is married, Mojo. It's just funny because nobody seems to have any idea. Even people that know Aaron and are friends with him, they seem to have no idea about this supposed marriage and whether or not it's real or not. But he's got the ring on.
Hey, he's committed to the gimmick, whatever that gimmick is. Maybe that gimmick is an actual marriage with an actual person. Maybe it's something else. I don't know, but it's wild. We got nothing on this front. Somebody had to catch this guy somewhere. I mean, where's his wife? Is she just hiding in the house? I mean, they got to leave the house at some point, whatever house that is, and somebody's going to catch you. So I don't know what's going on here, Babcock, but I like it. It's refreshing. It's different. It's definitely on brand for Aaron Rodgers, and it's giving us something to kill time until football season finally gets here.
That's exactly right, Mojo. Look, at the end of the day, if he's married, I hope they're happy. My gut tells me that he's not. He might have a girlfriend. He might have someone he calls his wife. I don't think he's officially married, but we stay tuned, we wait, and hopefully one day we find out. For now, though, we're out of time, Mojo. We got to go. Everyone have a great weekend. Have fun. Be safe. A lot of sports going down this weekend, so we have a bunch to talk about on Monday. It's going to be a great show.
That's right, Aaron. Enjoy the weekend with your wife. We'll see you Monday, where it'll be the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.